Hello everyone, my name is Cherry Moana Falyoran Ali and we are going to present our case study in Days in Franchising Hospitality Assets in China. But before we start, let me introduce to you my fellow groupmates, starting with Angela Pader, Marifel Biado, Daryl James Dial, Joanna May Gregorio, Averos Quizon, Stella Santos, and Micaela Bonga, and we are the Group 5. Overview of the study. In mid-2003, Harry Tan and his two brothers, David Tan and Ted Fang, started Frontier Group, which was backed by Terra Capital to acquire the master franchise of Days Inn for Greater China. They felt that there was a lack of mid-tier or economy hotels in China. Most of the hotels were either luxury or budget hotels. There was also a growing influence in China's middle class. With that in mind, they got in touch with Ascendant Corporation, or now known as Wyndham Worldwide, and managed to secure the master franchise for Greater China. Since inception in 2004, Days in China has become one of the fastest growing mid-tier hotel chains in China, with a total of 140 projects and more than 20,000 rooms spanning 80 cities and 22 provinces across China by the end of 2013. Traditionally an economy brand, Days in China has upgraded the brand image and market placement in China with a range of hotel brands. Days Hotel and Suites, 5 stars luxury hotels and holiday resorts. Days Hotel, superior 4 stars hotels. Days Inn Business Place, full service business hotels. Days Inn 3-star city hotels. Day Suites, superior hotel style service apartments. Why some multinational Days Inn or hotel companies wants to franchise China? What factors can be found to those Days Inn or hotel that they would not like to change their decision? All of these questions are focused when examining in franchising hospitality assets in China. In today's in-development world, it has become commonplace to hear of new internationally branded hotel opening in China. Days Inn generally establishments or buildings where travelers can seek lodging and usually food and drink. Few industries, if any, have benefited more from growing interest in all things China is the tourism industry. A quick glance at the website of any major multinational hotel company will confirm that China accounts for a large percentage of near-term development. The hospitality industry is one of the forerunners in economic development and privatization in China. With the rise of personal incomes and living standards, the China tourism industry kept developing continuously. A more in-depth look at any one of those multinational hotel companies will highlight a long-term strategy that is centered on the significant hotel development pipeline in China. In making decisions about the appropriate market entry mode for a particular country, it needs to consider a complex set of factors and strategy that will lead a circumstance abroad. The localization strategy is a vital strategy for a company as it competes in the global market. Corporations perform differently at the various levels to achieve different goals when adopting a localization strategy. Branding strategy is used to distinguish a product from others and position itself in the markets. The talk of global economics quickly led the executives into their new favorite topic: the seemingly endless opportunities for hotel development, management, and franchising in emerging markets, particularly in China.
Purpose of the study. The purpose of this case study paper is to identify why China is currently the number one recipient of foreign investment from foreign multinational day-in companies. Objectives of the study. 1. Identify the historical development and ownership of the Days-In brand. 2. Classify the Days product characteristics. 3. Recognize the service-based products. 4. Analyze the market entry decisions. 5. Identify franchising and management contracts. 6. Describe the Winham business model. 7. Explain the market positioning of Days-In China.
Choosing a hotel franchise in China requires an adequate amount of background in research. This calls for creation of a foundation that will see the adequate analysis of the property in question. It is therefore vital and hotelier consider additional dimensions such as location and target market. Therefore, a majority of hotel owners in China will think twice about franchising with brand names notable only to Western world. Similarly, hotels seeking to identify themselves with the middle class usually avoid brand names such as Serena, Intercontinental, and Hilton. The franchising royalty fees and other expenses, inclusive of the general system reservation, required prior to franchising can prove steep. It is therefore worth conducting a background check on all existing chains to ascertain which one offers the best value for franchising. Startup costs in China tend to vary vastly depending on the chosen brand value and global reputation. The global hotel industry consists of a number of the notable companies that offer services that assist franchisees evaluate their affiliation options. When performing their cost-benefit analysis, it is vital to consider the number of new consumers given affiliation can attract. Background studies hidden in the franchise construct different hotel franchises have been noted to propose unique policies identified to affecting the operations of an interested hotel property. A major franchise, for instance, usually requires service of advantage of potential owners. Similarly, most franchises usually possess regulations attached to the prominent placements of the franchise logo in a way that might affect the brand of the given property. Furthermore, prior research would reveal the immature termination of franchise contract usually results in dire penalties. Similarly, legal documents associated with franchising and licensing from court battles. Therefore, the above dimensions should always be considered when selecting a hotel franchise in the People's Republic of China.
Service-based product intangibility entails that there is no physical product to act as a catalyst to bind international business units, a business partner together. This gave rise to a greater need for internal marketing and stable partner relationship. Intangibility also affects perception of service quality.
Market entry decisions. The mode of entry is a fundamental decision a firm makes when it enters a new market, because the choice of entry automatically constrains the firm's marketing and operational strategy. The mode of entry also affects how a firm faces the challenges of entering a new country and deploying new skills to market its product successfully.
Franchising and management contract. The high initial capital outlays required of franchises. Franchising systems in the hotel industry are among the most mature of the franchise services, and therefore, they are further along the product life cycle. They also raise stiffer domestic and global competition and declining profit margins, which together contribute to a greater awareness of the need to think of the world global terms.
Chinese market. Chinese tourism and hospitality industries have experienced phenomenal development since economic reform was initiated in 1978. At the commencement of this period of development, China's hotels were few in number, with travel having been primarily restricted to that associated with political needs.
Number 1, a number of writers have attempted to meaningfully reduce the large diversity of the service sector on the basis of the inseparability of production and consumption. This is done particularly in the context of internationalization, so that useful insight about international entry modes for individual service industry can begin. In doing so, they frequently distinguish between hard and soft service. For some internationally marketed service at deploying production and consumption is feasible. Hard service are those where production and consumption can be decoupled. For example, software can be transferred in a document, email attachment, or some other tangible medium. They can often be in making a decision about the appropriate market entry mode for a particular country. A firm needs to consider a complex set of factors, which include factors such as the timing of the entry, extent to which the company has knowledge of the relevant economic and cultural circumstances in the particular country, the size and expertise of the company, and the assessment of the risks that could be encountered in the particular country. 3. The hotel industry is capital intensive, requiring a big financial upfront outlay to establish facilities. Franchising also allows hotel and motel franchisors to share the cost of expansion with the franchise, who typically pay the start-up cost, initial fees, and ongoing royalties. In return, the franchises obtain brand name recognition, economies of scale, and managerial expertise from the franchisors. A franchise is a way to transfer tangible and intangible expertise with limited capital risk, who typically pay the start-up cost, initial fees, and ongoing royalties. In return, the franchises obtain brand name recognition, economies of scale, and managerial expertise from the franchisors. A franchise is a way to transfer tangible and intangible expertise with limited capital risk. As part of our strategy to modernize China, the country started with a new economic investment and expertise were encouraged. The Chinese government officially explicitly recognized the importance of tourism as a driver of economic development in 1986 under the leadership of Deng Xiaoping after 1987. The open door policy and further economic reform helped to contribute to change the old socialist economic system of the former China into a new environment in which foreign, insofar as the tourism industry was mentioned for the first time in the National Plan for Social and Economic Development. Conclusion. Large franchise with adequate financial resources would be hard-pressed to find adequate justification for failing to enter the Chinese market. While the legal barriers are substantial, waiting to enter the Chinese market will allow competitors who entered the market earlier to gain a strong competitive advantage. Establishment of a successful franchise entails development of goodwill behind the brand, even when franchises are well known internationally to achieve success. In China, it is invaluable to develop a loyal consumer base and attract potential franchises. Franchisors should prepare themselves to enter the Chinese market by developing a strong understanding of the cultural norms and business practices of the region in which they wish to do business. This type of understanding can only begin through the practical experience that comes with developing an initial company-owned store. After establishing a franchise, it is critical the franchisor place a premium on protecting the trademark and trade secrets of the franchise through strict contracts with employees and owners. While the Chinese laws and legal structure are only beginning to reflect the rule of law, corporations that draft effective contractual agreements and vigilantly police intellectual property will establish a strong start in long-term franchise development as an old Chinese proverb states. 好的开始是成功第一班. A good start is halfway on the path to success. As we have seen, there appears to be no slowdown to the rush of foreign hotel companies to develop new hotels in China. China rising GDP, growing wealthy and upper middle classes, and increasing familiarity with foreign brands have all contributed to a steady gain in room revenues across foreign branded luxury hotels in China. Still, many consulting firms warn of saturation in the market by increasing the room supply based too quickly. Foreign hotel companies who appear to validate the concern of bearish analysis to expand further into China and capture new markets. It appears almost every multinational hotel company is placing an increased emphasis on their expansion effort in China that will contribute economic and cultural conditions that will affect future growth in the country.